So talk us through phase 2. It is primarily about also bringing the Flyers home, giving them a home here at BS3.
It is that the Flyers, since the Flyers came under the Bristol Sport umbrella, they've been very successful. They've been selling out in the existing facility that they're in north of Bristol, but we think there's tremendous scope to grow that crowd size, to get more engagement with Flyers in the community, and generally to get more people in Bristol engaged in what they do and who they are. But they need their own venue which is fit for purpose to play in. So that's what started all of this off. So, we thought, how can we bring them to the same place where rugby and football play? How can we make that happen? How can we facilitate that growth in crowd sizes? So sort of 2.5 years ago, we started to acquire some of the land in between the stadium and Winterstoke Road. We put all of that together over that period and then started to think, how would the layout of that new site be? How would it come across? How would it work? Travel and transport is obviously both key issues in this local area. And putting all that together, we've come forward with a set of plans with a sports and convention centre right at the heart of those plans in the middle of the site, and that will be the new Flyers venue.
And it will be a 4,000 capacity, so plenty of scope for those crowds to grow, but also of course for other sports as well to be hosted there.
Yeah, it's the home of the Flyers. That they play 19 or 20 times a year, so the same philosophy has to apply to this new facility that we apply to Ashton Gate, and that is it needs to be a 365-day-a-year facility. It needs to be used by professional sport, but also by community and amateur-based sports. But it also has to pay for itself. So as well as having sports and community use in it, we have to open it up to the business community, and that's why, in the same way that the stadium is multi-purpose, this new convention centre will be multi-purpose. Sport will be played there, but we're also looking to make it available to the business community for conferences, exhibitions, entertainment and functions.
You've talked about community use there. Of course, the associated charities that operate here out of Ashton Gate have been tremendously successful over the last few years and have grown rapidly, and this will provide an additional space for them.
Yeah, each of the clubs have their own community arm. All of those have been tremendously successful. They've won awards, they've grown, they're spreading across Bristol and using sport to change people's lives, frankly. The Bristol Sport Foundation has come along latterly and has added to that. And each of the charities have expanded. We've run out of space here and we need to encourage them to take that great work that they do further afield. And in order to do that, they need better facilities, they need more space, they need more resources to grow. And I think that's a very positive thing which will come out of this development. The existing Ashton Gate rebuild, I think we've now got about 1,000 jobs at any one time in and around the stadium. That covers match day and non-match day, of course. 70% of those are under 25. That was particularly important to me because that's an age group which had suffered badly post-financial crisis. A lot of unemployment in that age group, so for us to be able to generate that number of jobs in this region was very important. The vast majority of the people who work here are local. So we sort of met those early objectives of making sure that the stadium was right in the heart of that community. It made opportunity available to people who were in our community. And this second phase will only add to that. We're looking to do more of the same. More economic regeneration, more jobs, targeted local. And also the supply chain. I think we're clocking on £9 million now we put into the local supply chain because there's a lot of activity here. If you're going to build a sports and convention centre and have potentially 4,000 spectators for sports events, and you're going to run exhibitions and conferences and whatnot, then you need to provide accommodation for those who don't want to travel after that event. So in the scheme, we are proposing a 200-bedroomed premium hotel and approximately 100 bedrooms budget-branded hotel. And that gives us quite a broad cross-section of choice. We think there's a great opportunity here to embrace and utilise existing transport infrastructure. We're in the happy position of having a metro bus and a railway line go right past the stadium. Sadly, at the moment, neither of them stop next to the stadium. And so what we want is to try and bring forward plans and suggest ways in which that can be changed and that we can get trains stopping and we can get the Metrobus stopping opposite the stadium here on the other side of Winterstoke Road, which we believe will be a game changer for moving people in and out of the stadium. I think Bristol has obviously had quite a tough time in the last 12 to 18 months, with issues around the Metrobus, and then an extensive debate over an arena and where that would be sited. But I just hope that perhaps we can turn a page on that with this proposal, because delivery is absolutely central to everything here. It is the same team that delivered on Ashton Gate, which was a difficult project, and it was on time, on budget and on design. I see no reasons why we can't do exactly the same again, accepting that it's a challenging project. But really, the team that's been assembled, have the habit of finding solutions to any problem that comes forward. And if you start from the perspective that you're looking for a solution, you're not looking for a problem, then generally speaking, that will carry you through. So I'm very confident that this team will do the business and we will get it delivered on time.